What's up, guys? It's Tay Baby, and I want to talk about something today. So, as you guys know, we've been seeing a lot of the chisme online of Austin McBroom and good old little Catherine. And I want to shed my opinion on this because you guys already know I have a very big opinion about a lot of things. I used to watch the Ace Family all the time, and I just have to say this, y'all, because the content that I make now is so crazy because I never used to watch the things that I talk about. I used to watch couple channels all the time. Chris and Queen, Ace Family, Bianca and Damien. You know all them, y'all. And I've always loved Austin. I've loved his personality. I love how goofy he was. I love how he's a great father. And I loved how he loved Catherine. Like, that was the biggest thing that I cared about with that dude, was the way he would go to the ends of the earth for her. Mind you, don't you remember him saying he's deathly afraid of heights? He jumped out of a fucking plane to propose to this woman and not only give her 3 kids, tres niños, dos niñas, uno niño, but the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of stuff has came out from Catherine, from her book, okay? And in that book, she disclosed that Austin had been cheating on her multiple times. We've known that Austin has been a cheater. We've already known this. Does anybody remember this scandal? And I don't feel like I've heard anybody talk about this. There was somebody who came forward and said that supposedly the dad and Austin did something to them. And I could have sworn, don't know full context, I might have to go look this up. And there was blood and stuff all over the sheets. I'm not going to say too much, but don't we remember that? And how it got swept under the rug. And then now all of a sudden everybody started loving Austin again. This is not no hate towards Austin. This is not no slander towards him. But the thing that bothered me the most is you cannot open up your mouth and say, I'm going to take full accountability with something and then go on and give excuses. If I tell you right now that I literally took my friend out and then I started, well, she was mean to me. Well, she used to be jealous. You're justifying why you did that. A sorry should never come with a bunch of excuses. And every woman knows this. One of the key words that he said in that whole little fucking Snapchat thing that, oh my God, he said, she told me, don't embarrass me. That does not mean go and cheat. That does not mean here's a hall pass. This is why I always laugh. Why do men get into full-blown relationships and then pull teeth and act crazy when things aren't going well? We know marriage is hard. We know marriage has ups and downs. And we know that sometimes you might not be happy. And I don't understand why people get locked down with people if they know they can't handle that. And I understand for them, they were young, a lot of fame. A lot of men cannot handle with plethora of women. Let's just say that now. Having millions and having that many women gawk at you and want you, I don't think a lot of men would be truly disciplined. But we've seen it before. Look at Russell Wilson. You don't see him cheating and doing all these scandals. You see a lot of men not cheating and not in scandals. So it's definitely possible. I think the saddest thing about this whole situation is the kids. I'm not judging Catherine for what she did, and I feel like every woman should speak their truth when they are hurt and they are, betrayed and stuff like that. But you know what made me more sad about this whole situation? Men really talk a good game about the woman that they want. Soft, sweet, feminine, no tattoos, loves her children, doesn't embarrass him. When has Catherine ever done those things? And how come she didn't get the happy ending story? That's what will always make me sad about this fucking fairy tale lifestyle these men like to go and say, oh my God, well, if you act this way and you get this, you're going to get the ring and you're going to get married and you're going to... And then there's women that do that and they still don't get those type of attributes. Men will tell women to be a certain way and then cheat on them with the very woman they talk shit about. Make it make sense. I feel so bad for so many women who bend over backwards to do as much as they can and be with them. I personally wouldn't want to take back a cheater because I know I couldn't do it. And yes, I definitely love somebody enough to want to stay, but I love me more. And I'm not judging Catherine whatsoever for staying with a man. You're married, you have kids. But again, she had all the money in the world and all the resources to bounce and leave that dude. I'm telling you right now, ladies, if you ever have the opportunity and you're starting to harbor resentment or hate or hurt towards somebody, your partner, you probably should bounce. Especially if it's going to end like this. And you can tell when a relationship's going to end. Usually there's like a dynamic. Loving in the beginning, bickering, get over the bickering. And I promise you, there's going to come a time, not all men, but there's a majority of men that are going to do that. Oh, I want to sleep around. Oh, I want to mess around with a whole bunch of women because it gets boring. We've all experienced one man who, I want a 3-way. I want some bullshit. Leave those dumbass men behind. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell you're going to tell me I have to stay with you, be married to you, just for you to fuck around on me. And then we're in the public eye. You guys always are down my throat about, hey, where's your man? Where's your man? Can I be honest? I'm happy I don't have one. I'm happy that I'm by myself, because you know what's more embarrassing? Getting humiliated on your own and feeling that shame. But God forbid, everybody knows your business. Everybody knows your man cheated. Everybody done seen your man. And to have a woman you cheated on your wife with in the same facility is freaking sick, bro. And then speaking of that too, his brother be abusing Shyla, stuff like that. I don't know, y'all. There's a lot of things in their family where I can see why they don't talk about stuff, because they know damn well the truth will come out. I think it's really sad that Austin wanted to protect his own feelings the entire time. And you can't sit here and say, oh, well, he took accountability. He didn't. Taking accountability is saying, I cheated on her and I fucked up. That's done. That's it right there. It should have been done. We shouldn't have got a PowerPoint essay about it afterwards. And like I said, there's kids involved. I personally wouldn't have made a book. I personally wouldn't have done what she did, because there's kids involved. And like I said, I wouldn't want nobody knowing all of my business. There's certain things I would like to keep to myself, but hey, that's not my relationship. And everybody handles things differently. And me personally, I wish Catherine would have done this years ago instead of now. You know what I mean? Because when you do think about it, Austin does have a point. They have gotten over all these things. They're still cool. And then she decides to bring this up. So yeah, I personally feel like this is something you should have let him know first. But again, here's my biggest thing. When you date somebody and you love somebody, you cannot control how much they love you back. You cannot control how much you mean the world to them. So if they're destroyed under your care and under your hands, you can't be mad at them outing you. If you cared so much about your perception of yourself and, oh my God, everybody's going to see me as this, then why didn't you do right by that person? You care about your image so much, then why did you go about it that way? You will dog women out, treat her like shit. And then you know what's even worse? I think the worst type of men, and I hate cheaters, whether it's men or women, I hate cheaters, but you're going to cheat on your wife when she's pregnant? There's no sorry I would ever want to hear. And the women that were actually with Austin when they knew he was with Catherine, and then you're going to believe that he's really one of the girls said, oh my God, they told me that it was a publicity stunt, that they weren't really together. When they have 3 fucking kids, bro, what? Their love out of all the couples I've seen on social media was the realest. Like, it even makes me sad hearing their intro. Love was only. That shit makes me sad because I grew up on them. And seeing Austin in this light, it's so crazy because when you're young, you really look up to these people. Then you start seeing that they're exactly what they say they are, scummy. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying Austin's the worst person on earth, but you guys already know I don't like cheaters. I don't understand the point of cheating. It causes too much damage, too much hurt, and too much pain. And I've literally been around people, y'all, that have gotten cheated on and wanted to take their fucking life. That shit is not funny. And you can leave. Just like he was saying in the video or whatever, that he was miserable and all this stuff, then you should have left. You act like you didn't have money to leave. In the end, look what you did regardless. Cheating is only causing damage. Leaving causes damage. Might as well leave, bro, and do what you want. That don't make no sense. And people will be like, well, men will stick around and this and that. Well, maybe you shouldn't then. Maybe you guys should start leading with intention. Maybe you guys should stop getting with women you're not ready to be with. Because like I said, out of all the women that I've seen on social media in my lifetime, I've never seen Catherine chaotic. I've never seen her get in nobody's face. I've never seen her a violent person or a crazy person. She is the epitome of femininity and what a man asks for in a woman. So why, when you guys ask for those things, you don't treat those women right? Exactly. Because I think you guys like those type of women so they can sit there and take your shit. Clearly. I hope that Catherine heals, and I hope that she finds the love that she's looking for. But I will say this, that ayahuasca shit that she's doing with her kids in the house and all that, that's weird. I had a friend who did that and we're no longer friends. People who tap into spirituality and don't know what they're doing end up being the worst people. I'm not shitting on spirituality because I'm heavy into God and Diosito and the Guadalupe and all that stuff. My family's super religious, but I've already been around people who have done stuff like that in DMT. It's not good for you. And you should never be fucking with stuff like that when you're inexperienced. And I personally don't think that that's something you should regularly do. If you've went to those retreats where they teach you that stuff, you do ayahuasca maybe once a year. Same thing with DMT. You're not doing that stuff all the time. So to me, Catherine, I hope that this new guy that she's with ends up leading her properly. And I hope she focuses on her and her kids. No judgment, but again, like I said, their business is online. This is why I would have never made a book, because I hate that everybody would chime in and all that and hate them. But I don't hate them at all. I just don't like cheaters.